In the heart of a vibrant African village named Nyambani, where the sun kissed the earth with golden rays and the air was filled with the sweet scent of blooming hibiscus, lived a young woman named Amina. She was known throughout the village for her striking beauty. Her skin was the color of rich earth, her hair flowed like a river of ebony, and her laughter rang like the sweetest melody. However, with her beauty came an overwhelming pride that clouded her heart. Amina was the daughter of Mama Zoe and Boba Juma, humble farmers who toiled under the sun to provide for their family. They instilled in Amina the values of kindness and humility, but she often dismissed their teachings. "Why should I concern myself with the likes of others when I am destined for greatness?" she would say, preening in front of her mirror, adorned with colorful beads and shells. As the annual harvest festival approached, excitement filled the air. The villagers prepared for the celebration, a time of unity, joy, and gratitude for the bountiful crops. Amina, however, was consumed by thoughts of how she would outshine everyone with her beauty. She spent days sewing a magnificent dress from the finest fabric, adorned with intricate patterns that reflected the colors of the sunset dot. On the eve of the festival, the village was alive with laughter and music. Children danced in the streets, their faces painted with joy, while the aroma of roasted maize and sweet potatoes wafted through the air. Amina, however, was too busy admiring herself to notice the happiness around her. As she walked through the village, she overheard whispers from the women preparing for the festivities. "Look at Amina, so proud and full of herself," one woman said, shaking her head. "She forgets that beauty fades, but kindness lasts forever." Amina rolled her eyes, dismissing their words. "They are just jealous," she thought, strutting past them with her head held high. The day of the festival arrived, and the village square was transformed into a kaleidoscope of colors. Drummers played lively rhythms, and dancers adorned in traditional attire toured gracefully, celebrating the harvest. Amina, dressed in her stunning gown, felt like a queen as she entered the square, drawing the attention of everyone around her. But as the festivities continued, Amina noticed something strange. The more she flaunted her beauty, the more distant the villagers became. They smiled politely but whispered among themselves, their laughter fading into murmurs. Confused, Amina approached her friend, Zay, who was busy helping an elderly woman carry a basket of yams. "Why are you not dancing, Zay?" Amina asked, her voice laced with annoyance. "Look at me. I am the most beautiful girl here." Zay paused, looking at Amina with a mixture of pity and concern. "Amina, beauty is not just about how you look. It is about how you treat others. You have forgotten the importance of kindness." Amina scoffed, brushing off Zay's words. "I do not need your advice, Zay. I am destined for greatness, and they will all see it." As the night wore on, Amina's heart began to feel heavy. She watched as the villagers danced together, sharing laughter and joy, while she stood alone, surrounded by her own vanity. Suddenly, a loud commotion erupted from the edge of the square. A group of children had gathered around an old woman, Mama Michael, who had fallen and dropped her basket of firewood. Without thinking, Amina rushed over, her heart pounding. "Move aside. Let me help," she exclaimed, pushing through the crowd. But as she reached down to assist Mama Michael, she felt a sharp pain in her chest. The old woman looked up at her with weary eyes, and Amina saw not just an elder but a reflection of her own heart, empty and cold. "Thank you, my child," Mama Michael said softly, her voice trembling. "But you must learn that true beauty lies in the heart, not in the mirror." Amina felt a wave of shame wash over her. For the first time, she realized how her pride had blinded her to the needs of others. As she helped Mama Michael gather her firewood, the villagers watched in silence, their expressions shifting from judgment to understanding. That night, as the festival continued, Amina sat alone under a baobab tree, her heart heavy with regret. She thought of her parents' teachings, the laughter of her friends, and the warmth of community she had taken for granted. In that moment of reflection, she made a silent vow to change. The next day, Amina woke with a newfound determination. She began to help her parents in the fields, working alongside them with humility and gratitude. She visited Mama Michael, bringing her food and offering to help with chores. Slowly, the villagers began to notice the change in Amina. She smiled at everyone, listened to their stories, and offered her assistance without expecting anything in return. As the weeks passed, Amina's heart transformed. She learned to appreciate the beauty in others, recognizing that every person had their own unique gifts. The villagers welcomed her back into their hearts, and she found joy in their laughter and camaraderie. One day, as Amina walked through the village, she noticed a group of children playing by the river. They were laughing and splashing water at each other, their faces glowing with happiness. Amina joined them, her heart light and free. She realized that true beauty was not about being the center of attention but about sharing love and kindness with those around her. As the next harvest festival approached, Amina prepared not for herself but for the community. She helped organize the event, ensuring that everyone had a role to play. On the day of the festival, she wore a simple dress, her heart full of joy as she danced with her friends, celebrating not just the harvest but the bonds of love that had grown stronger. When the sun set over Nyambani, casting a warm glow over the village, Amina stood among her friends, her heart brimming with gratitude. She had learned that the transformation of the heart was the most beautiful journey of all, one that brought her closer to her community and to herself, and so, the villagers of Nyambani celebrated not just the harvest but the blossoming of Amina's heart, a reminder that true beauty shines brightest when it is shared with others.